More than 100 newspapers have promised to publish editorials on Thursday condemning Trump's anti-media rhetoric, all while conveniently ignoring the hundreds of left-wing Antifa idiots who spent the weekend assaulting journalists in the street, vandalizing their equipment, and trying to destroy their cameras. Because at this point, the media is so deep in their lies that they won't even tell the truth about who's punching them in the face. Welcome back, I'm Brittany Hughes, and this is Reality Check on MRC-TV. Now, it's interesting how many national pundits who are so worried about the war on the media largely ignored violent attacks on journalists over the weekend. And I'm not talking about from crazy white nationalists. No, only about 30 of those fools showed up to Saturday's Unite the Right rally in D.C., which was an embarrassing turnout for all those people who like to accuse half the country of being racist. No, I'm talking about all of the Antifa thugs who tromp through the streets screaming profanity at black cops, throwing bottles and spitting on people, and openly assaulting reporters. Of course, none of that seemed to matter to NBC, who didn't even report that their own journalist was assaulted by Antifa in the streets of Charlottesville on Saturday night, simply for trying to do his job. NBC reporter Cal Perry and his cameraman were attacked by left-wing rioters who shoved them and tried to grab their camera. Here's what their night looked like.
You snitch-ass news bitch. You. What's that?
ABC's Dewan Hogard said that liberal protesters cut his cameraman's audio cord so they couldn't film what was happening.
Don't be shoving on people. What's wrong with you? Yeah, and get that out of my face. That's rude, man.
And of course, the media ignored all of this, but gave wall-to-wall coverage of the Unite the Right rally in D.C. on Sunday, even though only about 30 skinheads showed up to the dumb thing. But hordes of Antifa nutjobs did, screaming profanity and throwing bottles at the cops.
Yeah, wait for them, bro. Yeah, 12.
Even still, CNN described the scene like this. Anti-hate groups dramatically outnumber white supremacists in D.C. Anti-hate groups? CNN? Really? This is what you call anti-hate? So now let me get this straight. When Jim Acosta gets flipped off by a few Trump supporters at a rally because they're ticked off at all of his self-righteous grandstanding, that's hate. He'll go whine to Brooke Baldwin and go on all the late-night shows complaining about how threatened he felt by all the supposedly violent Trump voters. But when Antifa openly assaults journalists in the streets, cuts their audio cords and breaks their cameras, oh, those are just anti-hate groups? You want to know why no one believes your crap anymore, CNN? It's because you guys will give more airtime to 30 skinheads than to hundreds of violent Antifa lunatics screaming racist profanity at black officers. Maybe the right has completely lost all respect for you, NBC, because you're so in the tank for the left that you will ignore your own reporters getting assaulted by left-wing thugs in masks. And to all of those newspapers so worried about Trump's war on the media, I look forward to your follow-up editorial about all the liberal thugs who spent more time attacking reporters yesterday than half a dozen white supremacists. And that's your Reality Check, America. Subscribe to our YouTube page, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay sane out there.